What's up there, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the series that I kind of forgot to do on my channel because I really wasn't into Pokemon, which is Road to Regionals. Of course, I have essentially done all the regionals that I will do this current year for the VGC season of 2018. But I'm going to be using the team that you see on your screen right here for hopefully a couple of episodes or until I get my ass pounded into the ground. And I don't want to play it anymore. So that's why we're going to be using it lower ladder. And it is a team of Mimikyu Shuckle. Yes, you're seeing it right. It's Shuckle, which is basically the sweeper of the team, other than that of the Snorlax. Lopunny, which is Mega Lopunny. A Torkoal, Coco, and Snorlax, of course. We have the core of Mimikyu Snorlax. Now, this is a team that I did not create. This is a team that was created by my very good friend, Andrew Davis. I'm going to leave his channel in the description below. Go give him a check out. Really, really top-notch quality channel, more so than mine. Consistent content. Make sure you give him a check out. He put a lot of thought into this team. This team is very, very fun, and hopefully I can show you the full potential of this team. Now, I had used this team at North Carolina Mid-Season Showdown when I was there for the regional, and of course this was the team that I should have used for the regional. Unfortunately, I used my Dallas team, which was completely outdated at the time when it came to North Carolina, because of course you had Incineroar that was out, and Incineroar gives this team well, it gives this team issues, but it also gives the team that I was using in that, which was like Blaziken and the Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, it gives them issues. There's a lot of Assault Vest variants as well. We have an Incineroar right here, as well as a pretty interesting team composition with the Alolan Ninetales as well as the Primarina, and Gengar and Whimsicott is just annoying to deal with in general. But let's see if we can find our way around that. I do have Scrappy on Mega Lopunny, which could come in... it can come in use, I think. Mega Lopunny is like 5 speed points faster than that of Gengar, so I can kind of use that to my advantage and, get off a fake out, go for a power trip, and then I can, well, not power trip, power trick, and then I can go for an after you Earthquake, which wouldn't take out the Whimsicott, but Whimsicott can't really do much to the Shuckle other than possibly going for a Endeavor, but it should be attacking before that of the Shuckle. Well, if we go for an after you, I think this would be a pretty good team to go for the Shuckle and the Lopunny. I might be inclined to go for the Incineroar lead, and we have Contrary on our Shuckle. I might want to go with the Mimikyu as well. I have Mental Herb. It can't be Encored. It can't be Taunted. To give myself a secondary option against this team, I'm going to go for that, and... I'm going to go with the Snorlax, too. I kind of wanted to go with the Torkoal right there to switch the weathers up, but I don't really think Ninetales does much against my team anyway. Even if it can go for, like, Blizzards, it can very well go for Icy Winds all at once, but it really can't pull off too much damage against my team, other than maybe, like, the Coco or the Lopunny, and those really aren't the main, Pokemon that I want to bring in each one of the matchups. Yeah, Gengar, Whimsicott, it's kind of what I was expecting. It's kind of obvious with these teams. They go for the Gengar, Whimsicott, they go for Encore and stuff like that. The good thing about this lead right here is that I can go for a... now, he can very well Encore me into Fake Out, which isn't the end of the world. I think getting set up with the Shuckle is more important. Let's see what moveset. We're obviously going to go for a power trick right here. There's really no reason for us not to. And then, what else could we do? I'm going to Mega Evolve. I'm actually going to go Mega Evolve and After You, because he will have to Encore me in After You, which is perfectly fine. That's kind of what I want to go with the next turn. The combination of attacks from the Whimsicott and the Gengar shouldn't be able to take me out, not even the following turn, considering that Shuckle is really, really bulky, even though it has a really, really low HP stat. I'm just interested to see what this Whimsicott wants to go for. Gengar is going to protect, which is perfectly fine with me. What does the Whimsicott go for? Okay, that's fine, but I'm still getting off this power trick, and then I'm going for an after you the following turn. Probably want to get up the Tailwind so that he'll be able to his Gengar will be able to outspeed my Lopunny, but I'm expecting my Lopunny to go down this turn so I can get a free switch into either the Mimikyu or the Snorlax. And if I get a free switch into the Mimikyu, I could very well just go for a Trick Room. There's really no way that he can stop me. Go for a Taunt, but I have Mental Herb. So now what we can do is we can honestly just go for an Earthquake. It'll bring down the Whimsicott, the Focus Sash, because I am +1 with my Shuckle right now to be able to take out the Gengar. Does he have any immunities to ground-type attacks? No, he doesn't. If he switches in the Incineroar, it's actually going to give me +2. So I'm in a pretty good spot. I'd say so myself right here. Both of these attackers are special attackers, so I still have my special defense with my Shuckle. It's just the physical attackers that I'm going to have to watch out for. So I'm going to go for an Earthquake right here. He can double up with the Shuckle right now, but that would be perfectly fine. Since he's going to outspeed me anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go for a high jump kick right here. He's not going to be able to Encore me into the Z move either. It's going to go for an Encore. It's going to fail because, of course, you can't Encore Z moves. Should knock me out. Nope. Going to go for the high jump kick. Again, if I would have went down right there, it's perfectly fine. Breaking the Whimsicott's Focus Sash right here and sacking my Lopunny. Both of the Pokemon on the opposite side of the field should be going down right here. And then we'll get a free switch into our Mimikyu. We got a critical hit on our Lopunny. It didn't matter right there. Shuckle is just so incredibly powerful after you get a power trick up. I think after you get a power trick, Shuckle has the highest attack stat in the entire game, which is absolutely insane. I'm going to bring in my Mimikyu right here, because if he has the Incineroar on the back, it's going to give me a contrary boost, and he can't fake out my Mimikyu. Primarina, okay, that's fine. Even if it goes for like a Z move into my Shuckle, again, two special attackers right here, so it really doesn't threaten my Shuckle. The only thing I'm concerned about is the Waterium Z or the Electrium Z. I think I'm going to go for a Protect Trick Room right here. The only way that this backfires on me is if he goes for a... obviously, the Coco's going to attack faster. The only way this backfires is if the Coco goes for a move into my Mimikyu, breaks the disguise, and then the Primarina goes for a Waterium Z, and that Oko is my Mimikyu, which I have a hard time trying to believe, but Primarina's special attack stat is really nothing to laugh at. Alright, so we're going to protect Shuckle right here, because I'm really worrying about the attack going into Shuckle. It's going to go for a Dazzling Gleam, which is a really smart move. It's going to break my disguise. Now interested to see whether or not this will actually... the attack from the Primarina will be able to take out my Mimikyu, because of course I'm going to be going for the... Hyper Voice, yes, so that's definitely not taking out the Mimikyu. Hyper Voice is probably going to not be boosted by, what is it, Liquid Voice? It doesn't work like Aerial 8, Pixel 8. It just gets the type changed to Water. Because of course, if that wasn't a Water type attack, it wouldn't have affected my Mimikyu. So that was a Liquid Voice, Hyper Voice. There is just honestly no reason for me not to go ahead and go for I can go for an Earthquake, the guarantee that I'd be able to take out the Primarina. The Coco is probably going to protect right here. I can go for a Baby Doll Eyes, have my Mimikyu go down right here, and then I can get in my Snorlax for free. Yeah, he's gonna protect right there, which is the smartest move on his part. He might double protect actually, should be perfectly fine. I'm just basically guaranteeing that we're going to be able to take out this this Primarina. We're at +2 right now. I hope we'll be able to take out the Primarina. If not, we might be in a bad spot because this Hyper Voice might be able to take out our Shuckle. Nope, okay. So we don't even have to worry about that because we're going to be able to take out the Primarina. Primarina doesn't really have the best physically defensive stat. I think it's more or less especially defensive. It really haven't used Primarina outside of the actual story itself. Alright, so we're going to bring in Snorlax right here. There's really no way for my opponent to win. I'm going to go ahead and just go for a Rock Slide, and then I'm going to go for a High Horsepower right here. The combination of these moves, even if the Rock Slide misses, two High Horsepowers will be able to take out the Coco anyway. If this is Focus Sash, the High Horsepower should be able to clean up, but it's not. So we're gonna take the first game in quite the fashion. our our Shuckle was not touched once, which is absolutely insane because if I don't get a Trick Room up, the Shuckle cannot perform as well as it can without the Lopunny, because the Lopunny can, of course, go for after use. The Coco on my end is more or less used for disruption. You know, I can lead with like the Coco and the Lopunny, go for Fake Out and the Z move. And Lopunny also outspeeds the Gengar, so I can, you know, potentially fake out the Gengar, fake out the partner Pokemon, and go for an After You into my Coco, and then go for the Z move into the Gengar. I don't even have to worry about that potential. And then I can just lead with, like, another fancy move that you can actually do as well is you can lead the Lopunny and the Mimikyu. You can go for an After You Trick Room, and then get the Trick Room right up after you go for the After You. So fun fact right there. It kind of works such as how like Quash works, because Quash will make the Pokemon that is affected by Quash go last. So you can actually get up a Trick Room before that Pokemon will attack you. So you can attack the Pokemon you think that will take out your Trick Room setter, and you can go for a Quash and then get up your Trick Room, and then that Pokemon will attack the Trick Room setter, take it out, and then you get a free switch in into the Pokemon that you would want to thrive in Trick Room. Alright, so I believe our opponent, Darren, is from Switzerland. Pretty interesting team. Has the Tapu Fini. Also has Mimilax with the Incineroar, the Manectric, which is probably used for intimidation support as well as disruption, with Snarl and Volt Switch, as well as the Kartana, which can just, you know, really get a lot of damage. Okay, so what would I want to go right here? I think the Lopunny would be a pretty good lead. It's good against the Incineroar. It's good against the Snorlax. It's good against the Kartana. Outspeed all of them. Get off a high jump kick. Go for a Fake Out. I feel pretty comfortable leading the Lopunny. I think my opponent's definitely going to bring the Snorlax to kind of counteract my Trick Room. Although Shuckle's going to be slower than that as Snorlax, so I can kind of underspeed it and go for a I really want to go with the Shuckle again, too, but I feel like this is not the matchup I want to bring the Shuckle. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Do I want to bring... I'm going to bring the Snorlax, and then I'm also going to bring the Mimikyu for my own option to Baby Doll Eyes my Shuckle, as well as go for a Baby Doll Eyes on either one of my opponent's physical attackers. Or I can just get up the Trick Room myself if my opponent does not decide he wants to bring his Mimikyu. So this is going to be a new matchup for me. Also, I had gone 4-2 in that mid-season showdown in North Carolina. I finished 9th overall with a fucking Shuckle. Okay, so Mimilax, again, perfectly fine. I can actually go for the Fake Out into the Mimikyu, but if my opponent wants to go ahead and set up a Trick Room, that's fine, because I can go for a high jump kick into the Snorlax, severely damage it, and then get off a Power Trick, and then go for a Rock Slide the following turn with my Shuckle. So that's kind of like the move that I want to go for right here. If my opponent high protects, that probably means that my opponent doesn't have high horsepower, and then my Mimikyu would be good against his Snorlax. My Shuckle will be going for a Power Trick after. So let's go for the evolution right here. High jump kick into the Snorlax, and then I'm gonna go for a Power Trick right here. I mean, this could very well backfire, but I don't really know what my opponent would want to go for. Wow. This is perfect. Of course, he's going to get the Intimidate off on my Lopunny, but I don't think he realizes the Shuckle gets contrary. I'm going to be +2 after this, and then I can go for the After You the next turn. And he's going to bring out the Snorlax. Wow, okay. Tapu Fini, perfectly fine. I can go for a Rock Slide. I mean, next turn I'm probably going to have to protect my Shuckle because he'll be able to go for... Oh, man, I got to put Protect on this Lopunny because I can Protect, Double Protect, and then I can go for the After You and then the Rock Slide the next turn. Oh, man, because I don't want to go ahead and... we're going to get the High Jump Kick. Wow, that does so much damage! That actually does a lot of damage. Alright, so... interesting to see who the Incineroar is going to go for a fake out into. You can actually go for the fake out into my Shuckle, because obviously after this he's going to see that my Shuckle is the biggest threat to his team, especially if he decides he wants to get up a Trick Room. So he might double up the Shuckle right here, go for a fake out, and then a Muddy Water. The combination in which should not knock out my Shuckle, but then that allows me to get off a high jump kick into the Incineroar. The next turn, how will I do the next turn? I can switch into my Mimikyu right here, protect the Shuckle, or not protect the Shuckle, switch into my Mimikyu, and then the following turn I can protect the Shuckle and go for a Trick Room. I think that's actually what I'm going to do, because I need my Shuckle to thrive right here. I'm going to switch into my Mimikyu right here, and then I'm actually going to go for an attack. If he doesn't decide he wants to go for a fake out into my Shuckle, but into my Lopunny, I get off a Rock Slide. Because I don't think the combination of the Muddy Water or the fake out and the fake out would be able to take out my Shuckle, unless this is going to be Woodarium Z. Yeah, he goes for the... Wow, that does so much damage! Into the Mimikyu? Okay, into the Shuckle. This shouldn't take me out. Perfect. Now I can go for a Trick Room. And then I can go for a Protect right here. I'm a +2 with my Shuckle. If I get up Trick Room, I essentially can just go for Rock Slides. He should switch out the Incineroar into the Snorlax, but I, again, can essentially go for Rock Slides. And then I can actually go for a Baby Doll Eyes into my Shuckle the following turn, because Baby Doll Eyes is priority, and then go for a Rock Slide. That should be able to do a lot of damage to the Snorlax, enough for me to be able to go for a Speed Tie, and then go for a return into the Snorlax. Yep, withdrawals the Incineroar probably into the Snorlax. Yep, okay, that's fine. Unless if the Feeny has Taunt, that's fine again, because I can utilize my Mental Herb. Okay, perfectly fine. He's probably Specs. Alright, great. Okay, we're in a pretty good spot, especially if the Snorlax doesn't have, if it doesn't have, not high jump kick, but high horsepower. Alright, so we're gonna go for the Baby Doll Eyes into our Shuckle, and then we're gonna go ahead and go for a Rock Slide. This is Stab Rock Slide that is +3 now from the Shuckle. All I have to do is hit it. I want to hit the Snorlax more than I want to hit the Feeny. Okay, so it looks like the Snorlax might not have high horsepower. So let's hit the Baby Doll Eyes, please. Shuckle, hit the Baby Doll Eyes, please. I mean the Rock Slide. Hit the Rock Slide. Hit the Rock Slide. Okay, perfect. The Feeny has enough chip on it that should be able to take out the Feeny. Awesome. Now we can go for another Baby Doll Eyes and then go for the Rock Slide. Now, granted, the Mimikyu will probably come in right here and then go for a reverse Trick Room, but that's fine. We have the potential to flinch it and to do a lot of damage to the Snorlax. And if he reverses Trick Room, again, that's fine. I can bring in my Lopunny again, and then he's in a bind, because my Lopunny will be able to outspeed his Incineroar and his Snorlax. Fine. Perfectly fine. We're going to go for the Baby Doll Eyes again, and then go for the Rock Slide. Hopefully we hit the Mimikyu, potential to flinch, and we can also get off a lot of damage into the Snorlax. Cannot switch his Incineroar, because he'll give me a attack boost. Wow, this is working out perfectly now, isn't it? He goes for the double. He doesn't get it. We go for the Baby Doll Eyes. Wow, this is great, because the Rock Slide could have missed the Snorlax. He could have knocked out my Shuckle. Awesome. We hit both Pokemon right here. That almost takes out the Snorlax. Oh my goodness, that is insane. Is that not Berry Snorlax? Okay, it's Berry Snorlax. I was going to say, now it's in range for it to be taken out by a high... He could also gone for a Recycle right there. Trick Room, yeah. Alright, that's fine. Now, are we going to play the mind games? Are we going to play the mind games? Is he now going to allow me to set up a Trick Room right now, or is he going to go for a Trick Room of his own, and then go for the return into the Shuckle? Alright, I'm gonna go for... I kind of wish I had Taunt now. I'm gonna go for a... what does the Mimikyu do? Does it go for the attack into the Shuckle? Because I could set up a Trick Room. I'm gonna go for the Psych Up right here into the Shuckle, because that'll help me against the Incineroar and as well as the Snorlax too. And I'm just gonna go for another Rock Slide, because my move right here is to go for a Protect Trick Room, and I'm gonna kind of play that game against my... This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get a Psych Up before the Snorlax. And if the Snorlax takes out my Shuckle, again, that's fine. This is fine. This is going to take out my Shuckle. I was just playing that game. If you go for, you know, like a belly drum or something like that, that's fine. Now, I can bring in my Lopunny. I can go for the attack into the Snorlax. That's exactly what I'm going to do right now. Again, the Incineroar can come in, but now I'm threatening it with a +4 Mimikyu. Alright, so again, my move is obviously to go for the Fake Out into the Mimikyu right here. And then go for the Play Rough into the Snorlax. There's really no drawback to that. I am +4. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. You can switch in the Incineroar, but again, the Incineroar can't Fake Out my Mimikyu, and I can go for the Play Rough into the Incineroar as well. Now, I have to hit my Play Rough is the thing, and I have the worst luck when it comes to hitting 90% accurate moves. So, obviously, we go for the Fake Out into the Mimikyu. Snorlax is going to protect. That's perfectly fine. I can just go for the High Jump Kick for the next turn into the Snorlax, and then I can go for the Play Rough into the Mimikyu. That will prevent the Mimikyu from going from a Trick Room. Because his move right now is to go for a Trick Room. We're going to play it off right here, and then we're going to go for a High Jump Kick right here. Now, his move is to go for another Protect and pull it off, because the High Jump Kick's going to take him out, or switch it in his Incineroar, get an Intimidate down on my Lopunny, and then risk, or just risk me missing High Jump Kick. I think that's what he needs to do at this point, is miss, or just switch in the Incineroar. The Incineroar is going to take a lot of damage from this. And if he's trying to set up a Trick Room right here, if I don't miss the Play Rough, I'll be able to take out the Mimikyu. Hopefully we don't miss the High Jump Kick. If we miss it, it's not the end of the world, but we don't miss it. Okay, perfect. We should do half to the Incineroar. Wow. Is that a critical hit? It is not. That's Focus Sash Incineroar? Inject button. Okay, so he's going for the Eject button play, or maybe the sack on the Incineroar so that he can get a free switch into the Snorlax and set up a Trick Room, but now I'm going for the Play Rough. We just need to hit the Play Rough. Is this a Ghostium Z? I have my Disguise up, and I'm Normal type on my Lopunny. Destiny Bond. I mean, that's fine. Your Snorlax doesn't have a berry. I avoid the That is freaking beautiful. I'm gonna go for a Play Rough right here, and then I don't think the High Jump Kick takes out the Mimikyu. Oh my god, that's freaking great. That is freaking great. I'm going to go for a Play Rough right here. He'll probably go for a Trick Room, because if I knock out the Mimikyu... oh my god, that is beautiful. That is freaking beautiful. I'm going to switch into my Snorlax right here, because if the Mimikyu goes down right here, I get a free switch into my Lopunny, so that I'm not -2 with my Lopunny. They can go for a Fake Out over the Incineroar. That is beautiful. He's going to go for a Trick Room right here, so that he can take advantage of... yeah, he's going to protect the Snorlax. So that he could take advantage of the effects of Destiny Bond. And we hit it, which is perfectly fine. My Mimikyu's going to go down, which is okay. But now I can simply go for the High Jump Kick into the... I go for the attack into the Incineroar, and then I can go for the... I can go for the Fake Out into the Incineroar, actually. And I could just, honestly, go for the return into the Snorlax, because it'll probably recycle on this turn. The Snorlax doesn't have the firepower to take out my Lopunny as well. Going to get Intimidate. Perfectly fine. Incineroar is going to go down right here unless it has Protect. We're going to go for the Fake Out right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and go for... honestly, there's no reason for me not to go for my Belly Drum, because I'm going to take out the Incineroar right here. And then I can, after you, go for a return into the Snorlax. I'll be able to take out the Snorlax. I don't even have to risk missing my High Jump Kick when he protects. Yep, we're going to go for a Fake Out right here. Incineroar is going to go down. And we're going to go for a Belly Drum. Again, unless he gets like a superpower crit or something like that. It's not going to be able to take me out. Into the Lopunny, this shouldn't be able to take me out. Yep. We're going to go for our own Belly Drum. And, oh man, hopefully this is the right Snorlax that takes me down to... Yeah, we have even HP stat. I was bringing a Snorlax before that had an odd HP stat, and that wouldn't take me down to berry range. Alright, great. Now we're at +6, and we can simply... He's going to Protect right here to see if I whiff and then go for a High Jump Kick. No reason for me to do that. I'm going to go for an After You right there, and then a return, and then that'll be GG. So, the match support for the he understands the positioning he was in. So those are just like two of the most beautiful games in which I could have played to demonstrate how insanely powerful this team is. This team is ridiculous, and the sets that we were playing at North Carolina Midseason Showdown were a best of 3, and I won 4 of those sets, and both of the sets in which I had lost, I went to a Game 3, and the Game 3 came down to the wire. And the 2 Game 3s that I had lost against my opponents were 2 of the opponents that were highest rated opponents in Top Cut, which was Tapu JJ and I believe it was I apologize, I forget his name. Last name's Rodriguez. He was the EV guy in 2017, in which won a regional. But yeah, this is a really, really strong team, and you had just seen how powerful this team can be in this, how much pressure that the Shuckle can put on, especially when you have after you Lopunny on the field, how much support that Lopunny can provide you, especially outspeeding the Gengar, which can also prove to be a huge problem for this team to get off a lot of attacks, especially into the Tapu Koko, which I don't normally utilize all too much on this team. I am going to keep these games to 2 games an episode. I will be back during another day. I'm going to try to come out with as many of these episodes as I possibly can, so I can have fun with this team and show you how creative this team is that Andrew had created. And again, check out Andrew's channel in the description below, because he is the sole creator of this team. He came up with this 100% his idea. I'm just using his idea. You can also see the episodes that he had played with this team too, so you can see it from the mind of the creator. His channel will be in the description below. That's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you did enjoy this episode. Enjoyed my return with Ultra Instinct Shuckle. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and enjoy this Memorial Day weekend. Peace.